What's up, guys? This is Flamingo. I'm here to show you a few tips about playing some Tiger Woods golf. Now, I have a high trajectory golfer. That means the ball goes higher and the wind affects it more and it lands softer. Now, before you jump into any game, round, or tournament, you need to check the course conditions and set your golfer up accordingly. This is tournament course conditions, so the best course of action to play tournament style round would be a high trajectory golfer. That way the ball lands softer and you can get some backspin on it. Alright, let's go get our distance. Okay, now when you're looking at the distance, a good rule of thumb is 5 feet. 5 feet equals 1 box. So if you're 5 feet uphill, you want to aim 1 box past the hole. If you're 5 feet downhill, you want to aim 1 box in front of the hole. And so on. If you're 10 feet uphill, it's 2 boxes past the hole. If you're 10 feet downhill, it's 2 boxes in front of the hole. Right now it says we are 2 feet downhill to the hole. So we're not going to adjust that. What we are going to do is stretch it all the way out and put loft on it back to the hole. That'll, because we're playing tournament conditions, that will allow the ball to land softer. The only drawback is the wind's going to play a little bit more. So we got a 6 wind blowing at about 8:30. That's going to play a little bit in our face, and we're going to make sure we want to get behind the hole so we can backspin it. So I'm going to say that's at least a 1 wind blowing in the face. If you cut that in half and stick it directly in your face, I'm going to say that's going to be a 1 wind in my face. So when you have wind blowing in your face, a good rule of thumb is 1 mile per hour plays a box and a half. So we're going to push it out here. Actually, we're going to de-loft it a little. There's 1 box and a half. Should get us behind the hole. I'm actually going to play it 2 boxes behind the hole just to make sure that we get behind the hole. Then we go play our wind. Now that 6 wind with a lofted club, especially a wedge, and a high trajectory golfer is going to play pretty true to 6 boxes. So we'll aim that over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, since we put loft on the club, we want to aim it a little bit more, about a half a box. Yeah, I'd say about a half a box more, since we're lofting the club up. Now we come back to our setup stance and we check our foot lie. If you don't know how to check your foot lie, you have 2 stances. You have address the ball and setup stance. During the setup stance, just pull back on the shot stick and you will look at your foot lie. Now it says I have a below 0.1, and that's not going to play much but a cup. So we're going to go back down here and put it back a cup. Now we also have an upslope. Now an upslope means you're going to hit the ball higher. So the wind will affect it a little bit more. So we can go back out here, and it's only a 1 degree, so it's almost nothing. So we'll put it back over about a cup. So that'll basically erase that below 1.1. Now a good rule with the foot lies, for every degree above or below your feet, you play 1 box accordingly. So if it's one degree below your feet, you want to play it to the left about 1 box, because the ball's going to come out right. And vice versa if you're left-handed. Now if it's above, the ball's going to come out left. If it's below your feet, the ball's going to come out right. You want to play it left. If it's above your feet, the ball's going to come out left. You want to play it right. Like I said, a good rule of thumb is for every full degree, it plays about a full box, depending on your distance. Now if you're 200 yards out, you want to play it a little more than a box. If you're 110 yards out, you want to play it a little less than a box. It's a thin line. You just got to figure it out. So we have our setup now. we can hit our shot. Now it's key to hit perfect. Now I know perfect is very difficult to hit sometimes, and I can show you how to do this. when you're trying to hit perfect, if you tend to overswing a lot, you want to push your shot power all the way out and loft the club back. If you tend to underswing, you want to pull the shot power down instead of lofting it. So if you take power off of the shot, you won't underswing as much. You have a better chance of hitting perfect. But if you're overswinging a lot, you want to push the power all the way out. That way it gives you a full shot and you won't overswing it. Well, you could still overswing it if you pull it all the way back, but you have a better chance of hitting perfect with your power pushed all the way out if your tendency is to overswing, and vice versa. Like I said, if your tendency is to underswing, then pull the power back and you have a better chance to maybe hitting the top of that line. So we're going to try our shot here and see how it goes. And I hit perfect because I do tend to. We're going to spin it back pretty hard, and I just missed it about a cup. So it's a thin line, and that's a high shot trajectory. Alright, now we have a medium trajectory shot golfer. We got a little bit of a different wind here, but that's cool. Now with the medium golfer, the wind doesn't affect it as much left to right. It still is pretty strong when you have a pushing wind or wind in your face. You still follow by the same rules. About every mile per hour, you want to aim about a box and a half. So this forewind isn't blowing completely in my face, or completely out. This forewind isn't completely pushing straight out. So we're going to cut it in half and call it a 2 wind. Since it's blowing about 1:30, close to 2 o'clock, we're going to call it just a straight up 2 wind. We cut it in half. So we're going to aim that 1, 2, 3 and a half, about 3.5 boxes in front of the hole. Now we push it out and loft it back. 1, 2, 3.5 boxes, a little more than 3.5. Yeah, about 3.5 boxes. And since we're lofting it, the wind's going to play just a little bit more. Now with the medium shot golfer, you call that a 2 wind. We're calling that a 2 wind since it's at an angle. So a rule of thumb would be 2 boxes. But since we're playing with the medium shot golfer, we're going to aim it back about 1/4 of a box. We're going to take a little bit off of it. So it's almost the same as a high golfer, but you use the same rules. But once you get to your shot, remember that you have a medium golfer. So you want to bring it back just a little bit. And of course, before we do anything, we always check the course and round info. We're playing on slow course conditions, which is ideal for a medium trajectory golfer. High trajectory golfer is ideal for fast and tournament conditions. A medium golfer is ideal for average and slow conditions, because you don't need the ball to land so softly because the green is already soft and it's going to spin back on its own. So, that being said, we'll take our shot. And we'll see what happens here. I only gave it a little bit of backspin. Looks good, looks good, looks good. It's in. And there you go.